Our poolish has risen for an hour, and it's now got some nice bubbles going on the surface. It's really been kind of developing. It has a beautiful smell, nice yeasty smell kind of coming off of it. And so from this poolish, we'll now add the rest of our dry ingredients and make our dough. All right, so what do you need? You're gonna use all of the poolish. You're gonna have, either call it 1 cup or 227 grams of lukewarm water, 100 to 115 degrees. For our yeast, we have 3/4 of a teaspoon of active dry yeast. We have some sugar. We have actually a tablespoon of sugar. Flour. We have 450 grams of flour as our main amount, and another 30 grams to add if it's too wet. And then salt you can do to taste, between 1.5 and 2 1/4 teaspoons. All right, so we're gonna take this and stir it down, stir our starter down. And to that, we're gonna add our water. Stir that in nicely. We're going to add our yeast. I don't know if you have to stir at each addition, but it makes sense to me that you would get them all spread out nicely incorporated. Add our sugar. So that's different from a baguette recipe, right? That only has water, salt, flour, and yeast. Now we've got some sugar added, so that's different by definition. And the main part of our flour, the 450 grams, I'm going to get that in there nicely stirred around before I add the salt. That'll allow it to stay away from the yeast and not let those two interact with each other, so the salt doesn't have a negative effect on the yeast. We want it to be nice and active and happy. So if we stir it all around first, they should kind of stay away from each other. Before I get it too incorporated, now I'm going to put the salt in. It's a loose dough right now, pretty shaggy and sloppy. What we're going to do is we're going to let it rest for about 15 minutes in this state. And the reason for that is to allow that water to nicely get incorporated with all the flour, get them friends with each other, and it'll be easier to work it after it's had 15 minutes to rest and think about things. See you in about 15.